Welcome to the second in our three-part series looking at the contentious subject of using images in email. First off, a big thank you to my colleague Jamie, who looked at last week the reasons why you should use images in email. And also a bigger thank you to all you guys and gals who took the time to send us email with your feedback and comments. This truly is a contentious subject. We're going to look at your feedback and comments next week, but first off is my turn, and I'm going to look at the counter-argument, reasons against using images in email. So, we've got 10 points to jump into, and we've got a lot to cover, so let's go. Number 1. Images are not always shown by default. Some older email readers choose not to show images by default. So, if the main focal points of your mailer are image-based, chances are the user's not going to see them unless they choose to download images. Number 2, don't send a blank email. So, say your mailer is completely image-based, and building on point 1, if the user has images turned off by default, the recipient's going to receive pretty much a blank email. Now, you have to ask yourself this question. What are they going to do if they're busy? Are they going to take the time to download your images, or are they going to press that delete key? Point 3, deliverability. It's really important that your mailer is getting in front of your target audience. Now, if your mailer is heavily image-based, some spam filters such as Spam Assassin will negatively score your campaign for excessive use of images. So, chances are all that time you spent designing that brilliant photoshopped mailer, well, it might just slip into the junk folder and never get seen. Point 4, personalization. Image-heavy mailers look like blanket mailers, and this may leave your subscribers feeling a bit cold and unloved. If it looks like a blanket mailer, chances are they may press the delete key without ever properly reading it. Point 5, mobile device download speeds. More and more of us are reading out emails on mobile devices. This is great, but at the same time it's reliant on the mobile network speed. Now, 3 and 4G make it easier, but not everybody lives in towns and cities. If your mailer is heavily image-based, it's going to take a while to download, and if your recipient's on a slow connection, chances are this is going to take a long time on a mobile device, or not load at all. So, chances are they're going to press that delete key rather than waiting for it to download. Point 6, inconsistent browsers. Some email readers really struggle to render HTML mailers that are especially image-based, and these are some of the big names that you'll recognise. Now, if your mailer is going down this route, chances are you may lead to some inconsistencies on how your email looks between different email readers. So, if you experience this, you're going to have to spend a lot of time bug testing it and ensure it looks great for every email reader. So, this is going to take you a long time to get your mailer out the door and make it looking great for everybody. Point 7, speed. Say you've got a sales deadline to meet and you've got to get that mailer out the door. Now, if you decide to fire up your copy of Photoshop and design a masterpiece, well, at the very least that's going to take an afternoon, if not all day. So, this is really going to slow you down getting out the door. But if you put together a well-constructed text-based email, you can be out the door very quickly. Point 8, great images require skill. If you're photographing yourself, your products, your staff, or your offices, this is easier said than done. You may have a great phone in your pocket, but in order to get professional quality photos, you're going to need lighting equipment, probably an expensive DLR camera, and at the same time an expert to take the photos and know how to do it properly. Now, this is expensive, it takes a lot of skill, and is very hard to get right. If you get this wrong, you risk your products coming off in a negative light. Point 9, fancy design takes skill. Now, building on from the last point, rather than doing it in-house yourself, you can pay a design agency to come up with your creative idea. But this is not cheap and comes at a price. And point 10, stand out from the crowd. Modern email marketing software makes it really easy to make a great looking HTML mailer, but then everyone does it. So the counter argument to this is, should you follow the herd? Possibly you should stand out from the crowd. So at this point, we could look at doing a personalised text-based mailer. Is this going to stand out more and get noticed? And there we go, there's my 10 points against using image-heavy mailers. Now, if you haven't seen it already, head over to last week's video where Jamie discussed points in favour of using image-heavy mailers. Now, in the meantime, we ask you to send in your comments and feedback. What's your experience? This is really going to help us because next week we're going to put together our analysis. We're going to look at both sides of the arguments, your comments, and how we can meet in the middle. Now, thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful, and remember, leave us a comment and come back next week.